Hi, everybody. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's going to be short and sweet today. It's not cute, not knowing. Let's start with a hug. This week was kind of weird. I don't know, kind of like a slow entertainment week, weird stuff going on. It's just like, ooh, just kind of one of those things. How you guys doing? Thanks so much for joining me today. The new issue of Vogue features poet laureate Amanda Gorman. She's on the cover of Vogue magazine and she looks stunning. I love her story. I love her life. A very revealing interview because she said that she turned down like $17 million to be a part of a brand company. She's got her own thing. She had her own thing going before the inauguration. It's just so many people like myself caught up with her afterwards, and you're looking at her and you're saying, wow, she is amazing. That edition of Vogue magazine is coming out on newsstands this week. Reggae Jean Page, the Duke who's leaving. How could he leave Bridgerton, you say? They say he turned down $500,000 to return. And he said he only signed on for 1 year. And if you follow the books of Julia Quinn, the Duke of Hastings, he was just featured in one book. You can't go changing the history of what this woman wrote because I told you, Bridgerton is like 9 series and they move on from character to character to character. There's renewed rumors that Reggae could be the next James Bond, 1, because he's British, 2, because they're pushing for a person of color. He did an interview where they asked him, he tried out to be for the role of Superman's grandfather. And they were like, no, because Superman's grandfather ain't black. He talks about it and he says it hurt and you just like kind of keep going on when people just kind of want to peg you. He's got some exciting projects, including Dungeons and Dragons with Chris Pine. He was in Star Trek. He was in Wonder Woman, the latest one. But the future is so bright for this young man. And I guess they're thinking, well, how are we going to go on this show without him? They're adding new cast members and they're going to focus on the older brother. But he's kind of explaining why he's not going to be on Bridgerton. Okay, every legend has a beginning. What was Madea before Madea? Tyler Perry is teamed up with 2 twin sisters. He barely works with anybody for a new drama TV series on Showtime on Madea. Before Madea became Madea, she was Mabel Simmons. Smart, fierce, irresistible, crazy. In her 20s, the year 1972, she moved to Atlanta to take on the world. That was what the press release said. I just like to be dramatic. Are you excited? It seems going to be a drama. So I was like, a drama? But we know Madea for being Madea. But every legend has a beginning. We are going to see. This is an exciting time for Tyler Perry. He's branching out, working with others. He has a Western thriller with Angelina Jolie, Those Who Wish Me Dead. He's got that. A movie on Netflix, Don't Look Up, with Leonardo DiCaprio. A thriller that he's going to be doing for Netflix, set a jazz man's journey. He's got a lot of stuff, but he's being honored at the Academy Awards, everybody, on April 25th. He's getting the Humanitarian Award. Ma Rainey. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Chadwick Boseman, Viola Davis, Coleman Domingo, great cast, Glenn Turman. But there's a documentary coming out about Ma Rainey, who was this woman who was known as the mother of the blues, a woman who was ahead of her time, trying to fight to get her money, not be taken advantage of. She was gay. She was fierce. She was her own woman. And this documentary looks at that. See, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom only dealt with one night. This documentary really shows you who Ma Rainey was, and she was known as the mother of the blues. A musician, a pioneer, like I said, way ahead of her time. This documentary is going to be on the Grammy Museum's website, and it's going to be on Netflix FYC. This is when they get on my nerves. Now you got to go find the kids, and they got to say, what's this? I want to see this. I want to see this documentary. But it's going to be online. I'm sure it's going to pop up on YouTube. But it's a look at the life of the woman who is Ma Rainey. Midwin Charles was a CNN, MSNBC legal analyst. She passed away. If you saw a picture of her, you'd like, I know who she is. She was so young. She was 47, but she was so amazing with her work when she would break down cases and give that, the legal side and all. You love to see whizzes like that because they really know what they're talking about. But our prayers and condolences go out to her family, her colleagues at CNN and MSNBC. Midwin Charles was 47 years old, and they still don't know what was the cause of death. Like I said, short and sweet today. Tank is in the Bishop T.D. Jakes movie Lust, Lifetime, 8 o'clock. They say the 7 deadly sins, and lust is one of them. Tank is starring with singer Carrie Hilson. And Keith Washington is going to be on TV1's Unsung. I interviewed him today. I did a phoner with him that I'm going to air tomorrow. And I asked him, I said, was it hard, to do this show? Because, some artists won't do Unsung. Not everyone is good. Some artists do it to say, hey, remember me, and they want to tell their story. The music business can be rough. It can be cruel. And what do you do when they've moved on to the next? Keith Washington in the 90s. He had that song, Kissing You. He had love songs, Candlelight and You. When I talked to him, I said, you remember you came to Philadelphia and you were dancing in the club to the Marvin Gaye, and I interviewed you. I've interviewed him several times in person. He says, Patty, I could not forget you. Anywho, he said it was hard to talk about that period of his life. He is still doing touring. And once everything opens up and the concerts and everything are happening, that he just may be coming to a city near you. But this Sunday night on TV1, 9 o'clock, it's Keith Washington on Unsung, followed by Uncensored, another great show. And this week, they're featuring Kim. I told you I love Kim. I love his story. Here is a man who dealt with homelessness. He dealt with addiction and how he came up above that, and how he's helping others and blessing others by telling his story to help others. Addiction is serious, and so many people are affected by it and don't know how to find their way out of that dark hole. Kim's story is amazing. He's going to continue to help others. Hit the notification button, leave a comment, give us a thumbs up if you want to, but spread the word. The channel is growing. To sign up and subscribe. If it's entertainment, pop culture, even on a slow day, we got you. Thanks for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture.